So, in the last Cross RC video, you heard me say we were going to go big. Extend it, bigger wheels, like proper Matt's Off-Road Recovery, big wheels on it. So, had a look. Matt's Off-Road Recovery is using the Micky Thompson Baja special wheels. So that's what I've ordered. And I think things may have gone a little bit turbo.
It's just that things have gone a little bit slightly turbo this end.
For instance, this is a 110 scale crawler wheel. 2.2, still fairly big wheel and tyre package. This is a 1.8 scale. This is basically what we're running at the moment, the same tyres. And this is the Micky Thompson wheel. These are 2.9, 190mm. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking. This is going to be an interesting build. Now, the biggest problem I've got is my standard wheels are a 15mm hex, and these take a 17mm hex, which is the same as the SCX6 axle. That's what they're designed for. So I cannot get a conversion for my axles to change them from 15 to 17. I can get 12 to 17, I can get 14 to 17. But to go from 15 to 17, it's too thin, so nobody makes anything. So what I've done is I've ordered some Armour Mojave 17mm hexes, and my idea is to modify these to fit this, if I don't lose them. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. So basically this is going to be just the first bit of a longer video. So yeah, let's get on with that. So the first port of call is to strip my axles down. So we can have a look at just how I'm going to do this. Basically what I've got to do is turn this hex and that hex, there we go, see a bit better now if I look through the screen, into one. And that's my plan, is to mill this down, I don't have a lathe, and convert that. I'm thinking is mill that down, drill that out, and get them both to integrate somehow. So that means, obviously, because that ain't gonna fly, is it? What we need is that. Yep. Right. Let's see what bodgery we can get up to here. I'm thinking maybe best bet would be to pull one of these axles, one of these portals should I say, and use the axle yeah, use the axle to do the work on, so we know it's always going to fit it. I might fast forward this because it's going to take a little while. There we go. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount that back on there as it would be normally in the car. I'll take that split pin out before I lose it. And I think I'm going to pinch that in, I'm going to use that to mill. So if I mill that down, I think that should work. So, got that pinned up on the original axle, or portal, whichever you want to say. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in the pillar drill and try and use that as a bit of a lathe. So I've now got that hex down to 12.1 mil. And my plan is now to discard that locking bolt and drill this out to 12mm, and hopefully compression fit that into there, and then use this dowel hole to run a dowel into it to secure it. Let's see how we get on with that. Right, that's it. It's the centre gone. 9, 12. 12 and 12.1. So I've got a mil to turn off of this. Okay. I'd say that is about there. So I'm going to try and do a compression fit on that now, and hopefully it doesn't break. So yeah, I think you can see what I'm going at. So yeah, I mean, she's almost there at that. Just compression fit that. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. That should work absolutely lovely. Make sure they're nice and square as they go in. And that's it. I think she's on. That's all she needed. I mean, that kind of looks like I want it to look. It's pressed in. It's got a good interference fit, but I'm not going to risk just counting on that interference fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the stud down there. That's going to be the next job. I think that's going to be that fiddly. I'm going to have to switch to my first person action camera for that. So what the plan is with this, as you can see, there's this tiny hole in it. Well, it's a tiny hole. I'm going to drill a 3mm drill into the old hex. Then I'm going to tap it, tap the whole lot, grub screw in, or a bolt maybe, and just cut the head off the bolt, and that should be enough to secure it. So let's see how we get on. So 3mm in the drill, a little bit of lubricant, I think. Close that door. I know I should probably be doing this in the pillar drill, but here we go. That's it, that's all she needed. So now what I need is a tap and die set. I think, there we go, 4mm. Just gotta get this started. Fiddly to get started. There she goes. I'm not going to rush it because I don't want to risk cracking the alley. Now I might be doing this completely wrong. I am not an engineer. I've done a few mechanical jobs in my many different careers, but I am not an engineer. So if the tap breaks or something cracks, then it's not my fault. I'm going to plead ignorance. I don't know any better. I don't know what I'm doing. It's all just guesses. It's all just guesses. Feels promising though. That's where it pulls the thread out. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you want me to change, because obviously I'm so new to this YouTube stuff. Is my voice too boring? Should I be a bit more upbeat? Should I be a bit more chilled out? I don't know. Like I said, I'm not doing this to earn any money. I just want to do these little jobs and bring you along with me, and maybe it might help you. Maybe it'll inspire you to build something, or it'll inspire you to be better than me, because I don't think it'll take much, because clearly I've got all the gear but no idea. And I say all the gear very loosely. Stuff I've amassed over many, many years. Come on, you little one of them. I try not to swear in these videos as well. I don't know how YouTube works regarding swearing, because some of the people I follow, like C90 Adventures, he swears like a trooper, but YouTube keeps asking me if it's for kids or not, and obviously I don't want to say it's not for kids, because kids are into RCs. Let's be honest, these are toy cars. Come on, work with me. I mean, I may have even used the wrong side drill bit for this tap. I don't know. It's a 4mm tap and I've used a 3mm drill bit. I mean, that doesn't sound right, does it? But I've done it before where I've used a different size drill bit, 4mm drill bit and 4mm tap, and it just tears the thread straight out because the hole's too big. I think that has gone through though. I think we've persevered. Yep, I'd say so. Looks good. Let's hit the other side now. Yep, I'm happy with that. Got a nice thread, I don't know if you can see that. Nice thread all the way through into the centre. Yep. Just need to clean some of that chaff out of there so the hub still sits on okay. And then we'll go from there. So what I've done is I've set the portal axle up in there, got the new hex, that goes on there absolutely beautifully. So what we're going to do is get that in there. Yeah, it's a lovely fit that. So we've got a thread here, and I have and screw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run that down till it stops and then back it off. What we want is we want to be able to pull it off, because I don't want to lock it in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little dribble of super glue on it, but I don't want it on that angle. I want it to run down the screw, not up it, because I don't want the glue getting into the hex and getting it stuck in the portal. Because I don't want to use Loctite, because I want it to be secured forever, and these don't really get hot, so there should be no reason. This glue always gets all over me. Get the hell out of there. So what I want to do, bit of glue on the threads. That's it, that's on. Wind her in until she goes tight. Then back her off ever so slightly. And at that, as long as I can still pull the hex on and off, which I can, yeah, that'll work. So now what we're going to do is get the Dremel and just cut this head off. Dremel fitting. I know, I'm not that organised. Well, maybe I am, I'm not sure. Is this tidier than most people's garage? Is it worse than most people's garage? I don't know. I don't go in many people's garages. Don't know many people with a garage, to be fair. Right, so. So, goes on the portal, absolutely fine. Where's that wheel? Make sure it still fits in the back of the wheel. A little bit tight, to be fair. Maybe I've swollen it a little bit. Let's clean it up. That's all it needed. Sweet as a nut. Literally, sweet as a nut. Cool. So yeah. Pretty happy with that. It almost looks proper. Obviously you got the retaining nut in there. Sides are skimmed a little bit, but that don't matter. So, very good. Now we just need to build 5 more. Fun. So, last night while I were in bed, something came to my attention that I've left these ends open, so if the hub comes loose at any point and the pressure comes off these pins could physically just work their way out and fall out. So what I need to do is lock that in place without locking it in place. And after racking my brains a little bit, I came up with a solution of using string. Bear with me. I know it seems a bit unorthodox, but what I'm going to do is wrap it around there, use some glue and then some carbon to build it up into an edge. So, if I pull that hub out, I've already done one of these and it is fiddly, so just bear with me. So literally, if I can get that to lock that in place and work that through and just keep adding layers. That's what I've come up with. So it's not very easy to see on this camera. But yeah, so now there's a little bit of a wall on either end. So when the pin's in, it can't drop out. Bit of string, bit of glue, bit of carbon. That's all it needs. It's not got no structural strength. Well, it has a bit. It is quite strong, that. But yeah, that's all it's got to do is just stop that pin dropping out if it comes, if the pressure comes off it. Sweet. Right, so the hub adapters are all built. Now we've got to think about trying to stretch the chassis so we can incorporate the big wheels. I'm thinking that's going to have to get moved. This axle's going to have to come way back. So yeah, I need to start stripping them down, don't I? So, that's the chassis. stripped from the bed and the light bar, the rear cab over, rear bumper and towing hitch. I think before I go any further with stretching the rear axles, I think we ought to get the wheels put back together so we can see how far we need to go. There's no point obviously doing a load of configurations and getting it like and then putting the wheels and tyres on and it not fitting. So that's going to be my next job. I'll never get back. So that's the chassis mocked up and I'm really liking how it's looking. But you can see just how much space we need for that rear axle. Yeah, I'm gonna need quite a bit more, so the axle's probably gonna have to be on this bottom bit here. Which means I might have to make a custom drive shaft. But yeah, I'm starting to like the way it looks. It's got a bit of a Sherpa vibe to it.
Drop that.
This thing really is getting big. Yeah, so obviously as you saw in videos, absolutely fine, no issues from the homemade X's. The only thing I really had trouble with is the tyres catching the body. I have trimmed a little bit out of these rock sliders, but it was still just catching absolutely everywhere, which is quite noisy and annoying quite a few people out on the run, but not much I could do about it, hence why I've muted it out of the video. But yeah, steering ability, it struggled a little bit, and I think that's down to the servos just not quite being powerful enough to turn these big tyres. I think the way I'm going to get around that is, instead of going for a much bigger servo, I'm going to put the front axle on the rear end and make it four-wheel steer. It's got the mounts for another servo, so I can't see that being a problem. The only thing I didn't really put in the video, because this video is quite long as it is just how I did the chassis, and basically all I did is I just flipped it over, so obviously it now kinks up instead of kinking down at the back, and that worked really well. Other than that, oh, the prop shaft. So the prop shaft I just made out of a Tamiya TTO1, or TTO2, yeah, TTO2 drive shaft. Just cut it down, mounted it some props, just temporary, while I ordered so much to make sure everything worked alright, which it did. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. Next video is going to be based around probably sorting the bodywork out, getting that clean up, getting it a repair, trimming it so these tyres don't catch, and probably the axles, changing those, bearing replacements, and bumpers, I think, because we're going to have obviously tow bumpers with winches. So I think that's going to be coming in next video, so I'm probably going to do a three-parter on this one, and the final part obviously is going to be this thing climbing Snowdon. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I know it's been a bit technical and a bit drawn out, but if you have enjoyed it, please subscribe. It makes all difference to me, it really does. Thanks guys.